USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Tap the banner to learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Zootopia 2 is coming home to Disney+.
Let's go!
Get ready for a new case.
We're the greatest partners of all time!
New friends.
Gary the Snake.
And your last name?
The Snake.
Dream Team.
And new habitats.
Zootopia has a secret reptile population.
You can watch the record-breaking phenomenon at home. Disney's Zootopia 2, streaming March 11th on Disney+. Rated PG. And right now, you can get Disney Plus and Hulu for just $4.99 a month for 3 months with a special limited time offer. Ends March 24th. After 3 months, plan auto-renews at $12.99 a month. Terms apply.
TaxAct filing software and live tax experts can help small businesses easily knock out their taxes. Actually, our experts can help you find deductions and credits for any sized business. Itty-bitty businesses, medium-sized, really big, mid-sized, small businesses, companies with 0 employees, and mom-and-pop conglomerates. Yep, our tax experts can help all of them. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
What is going on, everybody? We are coming to you live. Breaking news. Jordan Davis has signed a 3-year, $78 million extension with the Birds. We're here to talk about it. Hop in with us, discuss, throw it in the chat. We'll be discussing a few other things too, but mostly focusing on Jordan Davis. I'm here with LJ, also with Eagles Pin Pull Network. LJ, what's your first thought on Jordan Davis being the first domino, so to speak, to fall in this offseason?
Well, it's much deserved for Jordan Davis. He last year obviously was the best year of his career, came in phenomenal shape. And I don't know if you remember the one Hard Knocks episode, they were focusing on him and he was just talking about how he pretty much changed his life around. You know, he physically looks a lot better. He said he saw a picture from, his rookie year and he doesn't even look like the same guy. And there were a lot of people that were, when they drafted him at, was it 14 overall, I think? They wanted Kyle Hamilton.
Sure.
And they traded ahead of Baltimore, thinking Baltimore was going to take Jordan Davis. And there was all the hoopla when that happened. And he has made the Eagles, or he's made those fans that want a Hamilton. Now, Hamilton has been good for the Ravens, so I'm not saying he's been bad.
Right.
But, he's made them eat their words because he's turned into the player that the Eagles had hoped. He stops the run. He's gotten better against the pass rush. He still can evolve and get better, and I think he will. Just being able to do a lot better with his game and increase his snap usage. Like, if you remember week 1, Jalen Carter got kicked out before the first play of the game, and Ajomo and Davis played 80% of the snaps, coming off of not playing in the preseason that much, and it didn't seem like it's the first game of the year. Your shape isn't going to be what it is going to be week 10, 11, 12, and so forth. And he looked outstanding playing all those extra snaps. So I'm happy for Jordan Davis that he got the contract. I'm surprised at the amount. I thought I knew he was going to get extended. He's the first one he got drafted. He was the first one I got drafted. When you talk about Carter and whatnot, I thought it would have been around 20 to 23 million, maybe 26 is up there with Milton Williams. And everybody said, it was like, wow, Milton Williams got all that money last year, over $100 million guaranteed, I think, and whatnot. So just what he has been able to do with his career, with his life, because he's been doing Peloton. If he doesn't have a deal with Peloton, that needs to happen. Like,
yeah, right.
Whoever's running his business ventures, he needs to be the face of Peloton because it's worked for him. So I am very proud of the guy, how he has grown, proud of, as a person, and then obviously as a defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. It just, it only helps the Eagles out. And, selfishly, as Eagles fans, we want the Eagles to have as much cap as possible. This helps that too, Yeah. But yes, I'm so happy for him.
And again, with you talked about Carter, you talked about Jomo, especially Carter. He was one of the major names that keeps popping up as far as getting restructured, getting extended. Obviously, Jordan Davis being on his 50-year option this year it's definitely somebody that was, being considered. But especially after the year he had, obviously it made it a little bit more, known that he wanted to stay and they wanted to keep him. But, prior to last year, it was pretty much up in the air of whether or not he was going to be here. Obviously, you said Milton Williams went out and he got a lot of money. This per year is the highest nose tackle salary in NFL history. So just goes to show you, you're 1 year removed from Milton Williams and right with Jordan Davis. Now, I will say, I think it was important to get Jordan Davis done first because I think with this offseason coming up, with the uncertainty of somebody like a Nakobe Dean, who is very, very helpful in the run game, you really wanted to make sure that your run defense in that middle was secured. And Jordan Davis is that guy. So I'm super, as you said, kind of, happy to see the growth, the maturity, and just the fact that he looked good. He played great. I mean, he literally won us a few games.
Yeah, and he's the only player. Yeah, and he was the only player last year that got special teams player of the week and defensive player of the week in the NFL. So he was on the field a lot. Everybody was questioning, is he going to be able to play 50% of the snaps? He was over that. He was playing a lot, and he was running down quarterbacks that were trying to run out, and keeping, making it, instead of getting a first down, it would go to third down. And, that the Eagles defense is the best part of the team. And that's why, Howie has to make, with the free agency starting, the legal tampering starting on Monday, officially starting Wednesday, restructuring is going to have, extensions have to happen, because Howie needs to know, or trades have to happen if they're going to happen, or decisions have to be made of, are we keeping a certain guy or not? Yeah. Because how much money is Howie going to have? Who's he going to be able to, Jalen Phillips, Nakobe Dean, you mentioned, Reed Blankenship. Just to be honest, I'm fine if he goes. I'm not a Reed fan, but he's going to need to know, all right, what money am I going to have to play with, and how am I going to keep this team as, together as possible? Changes will be made. Every team changes. We saw Max Crosby just get traded to the Ravens. So the 2026 Eagles won't look like the 2025 Eagles, which didn't look like the Super Bowl champion Eagles. So Howie just needs to know, all right, what do I have to play with? Once I figure that out, then we can try to, shape this team to the best version of what 2026 Eagles can be.
Yeah. I mean, and the fact of the matter is that Howie doesn't, prior to this move, Howie didn't really have a lot of money to be playing around with. Now, obviously there are certain things that he can do, once the league year starts, to raise that, but still, this is the first domino. We do have somebody chiming in. Yakko says, did Jimbo call this happening since he was the only player with base salary to restructure? I'm not sure who Jimbo is, but.
Well, it's not really a restructuring. It's just an extension. And
he was
the one, if you think about it, obviously the last couple of years, all the money has been on the offensive side of the ball. That's going to transition. Carter, Davis, Carter, Quinion, Cooper, you're going to have to put to start paying the defensive guys. So we'll start using a lot of our draft picks on the offensive side of the ball. When Lane Johnson retires, we're going to need a right tackle. It wouldn't be surprising if the 23rd pick is a tackle that can play guard this year and then move the right tackle in a couple of years. So it's not a surprise. Again, my thing was, I didn't expect them to get $26 million a year. I was thinking 20 to 23. Around the 20 area.
I think the fact that it is the highest paid nose tackle salary contract in history is the shocking part. But I will say, there's one thing I think we can all trust Howie on, is when it comes to the actual money spent towards the cap. Usually, Howie is a guy that is ahead of the curve. and we'll start that, start that earlier than most teams. We saw it a lot with the wide receivers.
And this is where Jeff Lurie deserves a lot of credit too, because he's willing to just give out the cash. Like, this is one thing last year they didn't do a lot of that because they were looking towards this year and next year, knowing who you have to potentially re-sign. Davis being one. What's Jalen Carter's contract going to look like? I know there's been rumors about him, but I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Every team calls about every player, how he's going to answer the phone.
Right, yeah.
He does his due diligence. He called about Micah last year, knowing that Dallas was never going to trade Micah to the Eagles. So, everybody is calling about everybody. Nobody, Patrick Mahomes might be the only guy, and Josh Allen may be the only guys that are 100% untouchable. Everybody else in the NFL, everybody else can be traded. Let's be honest.
I think in Howie's always kind of had that mindset of, listen, I'm not going to just say no automatically. If somebody wants to horrendously overpay for somebody, I'll take advantage of that.
Right. If somebody's going to offer him 2 first-round picks, he'll be like, okay.
Yeah,
2 first-round picks. That's why, he's holding out. Everybody's saying, or there's been sources around the league saying the Eagles are asking for the heaven and the moons for A.J. Brown. Well, I think their Eagles are asking for a lot because they don't really want to trade him. But if somebody's going to give you 2 first-round picks, I'll take 2 first-round picks. Give me 2 first-round picks, and I'll trade almost anybody on this team.
I think I heard it was a first, a second, and a starting caliber player. That is the rumored ask. I mean, that's
if you're willing to give that up, for A.J. Brown or for anybody on this team, the way Howie has been drafting lately, he's been on a heater.
Right.
Give me a couple extra picks. Give me a starting caliber player, and we can make another run at the Super Bowl. So
right, yeah, exactly. There's plenty of first, and second rounder wide receivers that I wouldn't mind grabbing, regardless of whether AJ's on the team or not.
Exactly. Yep.
To add to the fold, but again, you said that perfectly. Howie has been on a heater, especially with these early picks. And if he's about to get 2 additional picks when he already has an additional third to play with, it gives him the versatility to move around and do exactly what he needs to improve this team. And again, you said this, the money's going to start kind of switching to the defensive side of the ball. So if you can now get some younger players on the offense, a wide receiver, a right tackle, a right guard, tight end.
And also, so the salary cap's up over $300 million for the first time. What's the salary cap going to be in 3 years? It's going up. So
much. Probably going to be $350.
5 years, it's going up over $100 million. What's it going to be like in another? It's going to be $400 million. So
it might be.
The money's just going to continue. So and with retirements, and I know the Eagles always kick the can down the field. They still have dead cap from Kelsey and Cox, and it happens. But they're going to start coming off of the books, and the salary cap with the Eagles have $20 million now, right now, or whatever it is. In 2 years, they might have $100 million. What do you think Howie can do with $100 million and the way they structure these contracts?
Well, think about 3 years from now what this Jordan Davis contract is going to look like.
Well, yeah, he's going to be underpaid if he continues this progress.
He's probably not even going to be a top 10 guy.
No,
in salary wise. So
that's why, when Jalen Hurts got his contract, he was he's not even top 10 now, and that was 5 years ago, or not even 5 years ago. That was after the 22 season.
Yeah,
that was 3 years ago.
He was tops for not even a week.
No, right? Is that because Lamar got a debt?
Yeah, Lamar got his deal, and then boom, another guy.
Dak is the highest paid, and Dak has never been out of the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah,
and Dallas, so I'm shocked that Hurts hasn't gotten a contract extension, but also not only because it's a brand new offense.
Yeah,
and they probably want to see what he looks like, and I think the draft will be telling because I'm high on the Arkansas quarterback Taylor Green. And
sure, yeah, very athletic.
If the Eagles were to trade Tanner McKee, it would not shock me if the Eagles draft Green. And I'm not saying that he's gonna, obviously he's not gonna start this year, but who's gonna look better in camp, in this offense? And Mannion, I think, is gonna have a lot of say. So that's gonna make things there's so many points, there's so many things to look forward to in this offseason when the league year officially opens this week. This is why the NFL is a 365-day, 52-week-a-year business. No other sport can say that.
No, Yeah, you're 100% right. And the fact that we're even on here in March before the start of the season, so to speak, talking about this just proves that a Hertz goat checks in, says, let's go Birds. And then how do you guys feel about the deal? Yeah, I mean, obviously that's what we're here to talk about. I'm a huge favor of this. It's well-deserved. A little bit higher than I would have expected, but I'm perfectly fine with that because, again, Howie seems to always be ahead of that curve of when, D tackles, nose tackles. I guarantee you in the next year, I wouldn't doubt that Jordan Davis,
So
probably wouldn't even be top 5.
Maybe not. My only question is, can he play in any type of defense? Because Fangio's probably retiring after this year. And say Jim Schwartz is our coordinator next year. He plays a totally different defense than Fangio. And Christian Parker was going to be the guy that I thought was going to take over for Fangio, and he's in Dallas now. So, that's the only question I have about it is, how does this look for future? Fangio contemplated retirement after the Super Bowl, contemplated retirement this offseason. They got him to come back. He's most likely going to retire after the 26th season. Are we going to stay in the same the defense that we have now? Or are we going to Schwartz? And we had Schwartz when we won the 27th Super Bowl. He's a 4-3, NASCAR. He wants to play 4-man, get after the quarterback. You play the run on your way to the quarterback. I don't know if Jordan Davis is exactly that type of guy. So that would be my only question. But
I don't know. I feel like he dispelled a lot of negatives about him this past year, right? I mean, just the fact that his play was at such a high level. He was doing everything. He was fantastic in the run game. He was going after and getting after the quarterback. As you said, he was being effective in the special teams, blocking field goals, doing his thing. And again, a lot of that too, because you mentioned earlier in the year, but late in the year when Carter was hurt with his shoulder issues, we don't, to be perfectly honest, I don't know the effect on that might have. I don't know if his shoulders are fine, hopefully, but you get Jordan Davis, you have a Jomo, you have Carter. I mean, that's a great rotation. You build up Ty Robinson to eventually get in there as well, and hopefully never see Byron Young again. I think that'd be a good for the middle, and you have one kind of position set. I mean, I think it's really the name of the game, is trying to just kind of check off position by position, where you're not really having to be like, oh God, whatever. Now it's like, maybe we could get a depth piece, whatever. Like, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, we just have that question at edge right now because Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt are the guys that we have right now. You think Jalen Phillips is going to get re-signed potentially?
Maybe.
Everybody thought the Eagles were probably going to be in on Max Crosby. They weren't never going to give up 2 first-round picks for him. Shocked that the Ravens did, but they're trying to get Lamar a Super Bowl, so they have to do what they have to do. Trey Hendrickson's out there, but isn't he like 30?
He's 31 at least.
Yeah, so he'll end up in Dallas probably because they like to, pay older guys. So Jalen Phillips is going to be really important for the Eagles. Bradley Chubb potentially, as Hertz Goat says, re-sign Phillips or sign Chubb. They're going to have to bring in some guys to get after the quarterback. But they're good. They're set at linebacker, I think. We do need a CB2, but when you have Mitchell and DeJean, you're pretty good there, and then you need a safety because Makuba's going to start at one, and who's going to start at the other?
So my thought process when just looking at the defensive backfield is if you can go ahead and grab one of those top 3 guys in the draft, whether it's the dude from Tennessee, McCoy, whether it's Terrell from Clemson or Delaney from LSU, you go ahead and you get your CB2. Who would theoretically be a CB1 probably anywhere else. You also have the best slot corner in the game. You have a very young safety in Makuba, right? And would it be the worst idea to re-sign Reed Blankenship to whatever contract, and those are your 5 defensive backs? And then you just don't really have to worry about it, right? You have a third of your defense set. Your linebackers are set, and really then you only really have to focus on edge now. So you eliminate the need to focus Only
Yeah,
on
and I agree. I think that Reed has the potential of being re-signed because he's going to be the cheapest. I don't think he's that good. And
not. Listen, I
I
agree.
get what you're saying because of the needs at other positions.
But yeah, you gotta
go cheap, quote
you gotta
unquote,
go
cheap
cheap
somewhere.
some spots. And listen, for
could
Reed
be
Blankenship, he makes those weird, timely diving interceptions.
They're all have you noticed all his interceptions are the same?
Interceptions are, he just dives. I don't know what it is.
I also wouldn't be objected to re-signing Marcus Epps because obviously he's better than Sidney Brown. And when he went in there for Sidney Brown after Makuba's injury, like he settled down that other safety position. Now, if Dallas, if somebody's going to offer Reed at $12 million a year, let him go. I would re-sign Marcus Epps. There could be another safety out there that will be a little cheaper that you could bring as well to battle. But you're right. Like if with the 23rd pick, if the board falls right, if people are going for all these offensive players, defensive linemen or whatever, and there isn't a stud offensive lineman that the Eagles would really like there, and one of those three cornerbacks are falling, why not? Because then you're set at your corner position for the next 5 years.
For like 10 years.
It'll be like Sheldon and Lito all over again.
But yet better because now you have
three.
All three. And considering that defenses now are playing like 90% nickel, you already have your two linebackers, your back seven are set.
Exactly. Now, going to the linebackers real quick. I know we're probably on here longer than we anticipated, but so all the talk about Nakobe. I love Nakobe.
I love him.
I would hate to see.
It's going to break my heart.
Seeing him in a Dallas jersey?
Anywhere else.
Seeing him in a Dallas jersey is going to break my.
I might jump up.
Would you consider trading Campbell? Because you would probably get a high draft pick for Campbell or another starting type player for Campbell, re-sign Nakobe, or is the upside for Campbell so high that he's going, if you look 5 years down the road, 5 years down the road, he's going to be better than Kobe.
Yeah.
And I've been weighing that in my head.
Yeah.
I love Nakobe so much. And my thing is, if you re-sign him, but also kept Campbell, if we go to a 4-3 next year, all three can play.
Sure.
That can happen. So I keep thinking, all right, we know what our defense looks like right now, but what's it going to look like next year? I hate to look past 2026.
I agree, and I hear you.
To.
And anybody that knows me as quite actually, literally, I've been podcasting I think for about 17 years now. I think literally today is my anniversary. In those 17 years, all I have done is beg for linebackers in this town, and we finally, for the first time, drafted one, and we actually are set at linebacker, and it's like. During the offseason, I always dive into linebackers. I haven't had a need. I didn't do it last year because I thought we were pretty good. I didn't do the due diligence I did on Campbell that I would have normally any other year, and I'm really not doing it this year. But that being said, freaked out when we grabbed Nakobe Dean. I loved him coming out of the draft.
So did I.
The injuries, and it's just become one of those things where you just root for somebody so hard because he's gone through so much. And the fact that he keeps coming back and he keeps proving everybody wrong. And the only reason why we grabbed Campbell is because the uncertainty of his injury.
He surprisingly dropped.
Yeah. Well, yes, he did, obviously. So you look at it, and I worry about that kind of stuff too, is wouldn't it be great if we lived in a world where Nakobe Dean didn't, get a great contract, and people were a little scared of that injury history, and maybe he comes back on a 1-year prove-it deal, and,
Well, Christian Parker was here, so Christian Parker knows Nakobe. Ronell Williams was here. He's in Vegas now. So there are coaches that were here that are elsewhere that know this defense, know the players. And if you just look at the tape, the defense got instantly better when Nakobe got back. And look, Campbell was a rookie, so obviously he went through his growth. He played great.
Yeah, he did.
And if he stayed out there, he might win Defensive Rookie of the Year. What Nakobe was able to do, him blitzing was one of my favorite things watching all year.
It really
the way he would blow up running backs was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, so him, like I said, him in the run game with Jordan Davis, the two of them, it was unstoppable.
I don't want to get rid of that Georgia Cortez. I mean, Nolan Smith is there too.
I think he's the leader of all of them. And they
100%.
look up to him like a big brother.
100%.
And I think that's the only way I could see something happening where he was like, listen, what's the difference between $2-3 million this way? And obviously,
well, we
right, obviously, but I'm hoping they're so desensitized to being rich that they're like, what's $1 million, right?
And you were
to stay and play with my boys and be on this team and see this through and win another championship and actually be out there for that Super Bowl.
And like you were talking about the linebackers, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is no joke either. Like he can play too.
No, you're right. He's like it's slow, but he's getting there.
And like you said, we were waiting since the Trotter days. We had Nigel Bradham for a year. With a year we won the Super Bowl, he was really good, but he wasn't. Exactly. He wasn't superstar. Like we were waiting forever. We always begged for linebackers. And every time I would see a mock draft and had the Eagles taking a linebacker, I would laugh because it was never going to happen.
We all knew it was never going to happen.
It was never going to happen. And now we're stacked at the linebacker position and we don't have enough positions on the field to just put everybody out there.
It's a great problem to have that we're not able to keep somebody like Nakobe Dean ultimately. Yeah. I still have hope. It's dumb hope, but I still have hope.
He has talked about, now obviously it could just be he's trying to get the Eagles to offer him more, but he has talked about like he loves Philly. Obviously, we drafted him. I remember when he came out, everybody thought he was going to be a first-round pick. Then he went through the second round, and then he got to the third round in the Eagle. I think they traded up for him, if I'm not mistaken. But like,
I don't know,
whatever it was, and I was so hyped because of whatever the medicals were. I was like, I don't care. Like, and we had Davis, we had Dean. Everybody thought highly of Keeley, who they try to keep giving him a job, and he can't get on the field. He's a great special teamer, though. But like, I'm sitting here and picturing him in a Dallas uniform, and it just makes me cringe.
That literally is going to break my heart.
It will, because Christian Parker is going to want to get Dean, want to try to get Phillips, maybe.
So everything still runs through Jera. So you never know.
Remember, he said he wants to leave as the owner with the most championships, and he still has like a couple behind Kraft.
Yeah,
it's never going to happen. But like he's going to have to change things up, and that their offense is set, so they want to fix the defense, unfortunately, and they had to start with taking Christian Parker from us.
Yeah, no, I agree, but ultimately, I think this is a great first piece in Jordan Davis. Hopefully this is one of those where you're ahead of the curve, and we look back at this 2-3 years down the road and we're like, Howie's a genius. Once again, does it again. So, we'll wait and see. Monday, as you said, noon is the legal tampering. Which might be the dumbest phrase in all of
they
sport.
Started talking at the combine, so let's be real.
100% they are. I mean, it's so dumb to think that they don't. But so it'll be an interesting week. And then what is it? 4:00 Wednesday, you can officially start signing people. The new year starts. You're going to see a bevy of cuts, releases, some trades that will be officially able to go through. And so it's always a fun one.
AJ Brown on his Instagram reshared the Eagles extending Jordan Davis alert, put a black heart, one of those salute hoodies, and a crossing fingers. Look, I want AJ to stay, and I think he is staying. Like how he is putting this, he wants the moon and the stars for AJ, because if anybody's willing to give you 2 first-round picks,
go for it.
You got to take it. Right. But like he doesn't really want to trade AJ Brown, and I don't think AJ wants to leave.
I don't either.
They're both doing their due diligence.
I think he's just trolling at this point.
He is 100% trolling. And
you know who's so much.
Oh, and that's who's buying into it. The media, WIP, they're all buying into it, and it's not going to happen. But I was saying, watch the Eagles give him a contract extension, and boy, would everybody, all the media would be like, "Wait, I thought he was getting traded." Well, no, you guys are just dumb.
I'm pretty sure both 97.5 and WIP, both separately. This first happened during even in the season when he was going through all this stuff. They literally had segments where they were talking all about AJ, but it was all about how they were sick and tired of talking about AJ.
They kept talking
But yet
about AJ.
they were talking about AJ.
And they're still talking about
I was
AJ.
like, do they not understand how dumb this is? Like, you're literally talking about AJ. You're the problem.
Exactly. I 100% agree with you. And it's everybody's like, well, I think he's going to be traded and he doesn't want to be here. And he loves, like, he has dated it out. He does love Philly. Now, was he frustrated? Weren't we frustrated with the offense last year?
Right.
Like, I think he's going to be happy that he's not running 75 hitches a game. Like, that will instantly make him feel better. The offense that they're going to run, he's going to be able to, it's going to be more variety for the receivers. So I think just that is going to help both him, Devontae, Saquon, whoever the tight end is. And also, people are saying the Eagles don't care about the dead cap. If Dallas Goedert signs somewhere else, that's $20 million of dead cap. If you get rid of AJ, trade AJ, that's $40 million. That's $60 million of dead cap this year.
It's a lot.
What are you going to do with the team? How are you going to build a team?
You already don't have a lot of money.
Exactly. Like, so I'm one of them that does say the salary cap is fake, which obviously, I mean, to an extent, I think it is because you can manipulate it.
Especially when you have Howie, who knows how to manipulate it better than anybody.
Exactly.
And I'm with you though. I'm down for, let's draft a tight end. Let's re-sign Goddard to a 1-year deal, maybe 2 years even. I'd be okay with that. And that way, just to avoid the 20, this way you're not just going fresh to a new tight end. You at least can, carry through at least a year.
Like, if you were going to sign a free agent one, I would like Isaiah Likely, but
sure. I
think he's gonna get a lot. He's gonna get more than Goddard gets. He's younger.
He'll get overpaid.
I would love in the draft. In the draft, I would like. And if the Bills were to release Dawson Knox, maybe him.
I'd be down for him too.
In the draft, I would love Kenyon Sadiq.
Sure. I just think the more and more I look at Sadiq at 23, the more I'm kind of like,
he's gonna go top. He's gonna go top 15,
which is insane.
Yeah, if he made it to 23, I would think about it a lot.
Yeah, I just look at all of the tight ends over the past 2-3 years and where I'd put Sadiq. I don't know if I'd have him in my top 5. When you have Bowers, you have Warren.
Would you trade now? Would you trade for Michael Mayer from the Raiders?
Yeah, if you can get him for like a 6th-round pick, 5th-round pick, something like that, I would definitely, because I've been screaming for tight end too. Insert however long, we've needed one for the last 8 years probably.
Well, whoever the tight end 2 is going to be better than Grant Calcaterra and Kylie Granson.
God willing. I mean, I could block better than Grant Calcaterra. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he was bad. He was bad.
He was bad, but.
And I don't know why they continued to put him in that position and just let him block or attempt to block. Like, that made zero sense from the offensive coaching staff.
Adam checks in. LJ, turn your fan up. Going to be in the 70s next week.
My fan is on, bro. My fan is on. Adam's always in our show and makes fun of me because when it was like negative 10 degrees outside, my fan was still on.
You're one of those guys. Fan on all the time. Don't matter.
Fan's on all the time. Doesn't turn off.
Are you a shorts no matter what the weather guy as well?
Unless when it was windy and felt like negative 10, I didn't. But for the most part, yes. I
you
love
don't mind, yeah. See, I don't understand how that's possible. I don't even walk around my house in shorts.
I shoveled in shorts, man.
I say this with all due respect. There's definitely a screw loose for sure.
Maybe a little bit. I did play football for a while. You never know.
Yeah, that might be it. But all right, folks. Well, hey, listen, we wanted to just come on, talk about Jordan Davis. Obviously, we went on a little tangent on other off-season stuff, but don't forget, stay tuned next week to all of the shows on the Eagles Pinball Network. Monday starts the legal tampering, so we are going to update you as things happen. Obviously, if we need to pop on here for breaking news, we'll certainly do that as well. But yeah, stick to the Eagles Pinball Network for all of your updates for free agency for the NFL. LJ, you got anything to add? Let the people know what's going on for this upcoming week.
A Tuesday evening around 6 p.m. Eastern time, Connor and I will be on the Kelly Green Hour. Hopefully no other major news breaks. We kind of want to give our predictions, but if anything does break, we will, give our opinions and whatnot. But Tuesday evenings, about 6 p.m. Eastern time, Kelly Green Hour. Check us out.
There you go. Check that out. For myself, Tuesday at 8 o'clock for the next Birds of the Round Table, and then Wednesday for the next Football Smack Talk show. So we'll actually be live right about an hour after the official start of the season. So hopefully we'll have plenty to talk about with the Eagles, and hopefully we don't have too much heartbreaking news like Nakobe Dean updates or anything like that. But anyway, thank you all for checking in with us. We appreciate it. Make sure you go follow, like, and subscribe and share all of the social medias. It does help us out. So for LJ, for myself, for Eagles Pinpool Network, we are out. We will see you guys next week. Go Birds.